I'm going to start this video off with my Kinder Spielplatz video. Now, for some reason, the comments are turned off on that. Now, if you have any comment, that's not something I did. But anyway, if you've got a comment on that, post a comment on another video. Just say it's for this Kinder Spielplatz video if you do have a comment. Anyway, I just assume that children are watching my videos, so I'm generally careful on what I post, the language and subject matter like that. And there's been one or two where I say, hey, kids, tune out if you don't want to, hear the material that might be offensive to you. Next thing I'm going to cover is for Jay Leno's latest video. I've only watched about the first 5 minutes here on my phone. I'll download it later and watch it. Now, Jay Leno's guest is Kent McCord. Now, there's probably got to be a lot of people here that don't know who he is because they were probably born after this TV show was on. But he was he played Jim Reed on Adam 12. He was one of the two officers. Martin Milner played Pete McCoy or Pete Malloy, and this Kent McCord played Jim Reed. They were a copy. They were a seasoned police officer, and Jim Reed was probationary. Eventually, he became a full-fledged Los Angeles cop on the TV show. Of course, they're actors. It was a TV show. But the show was so accurate, because they got they were. This is according to the Kent McCord. His interview with Jay Leno, because Jay Leno is asking him on that. But they did have advisors, because they wanted it to be an authentic show. Anybody like me that grew up in the 60s, 70s, you watched Adam 12. You turned on, I don't remember what night it was, but you turned on, you heard, the first 2 minutes of the lead-in. You always heard, the radio, the lady dispatcher going 1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12, 211 in progress, handle code 3. Now, what that is, a 211 is an armed robbery. Now, code 3, that means you're going in full throttle. Whatever an LA police car would drive, however fast a police car would go, with your lights and sirens on. And that's meant to, it was an action-packed show, and it was certainly good in its day. It's still a good show. The main guy behind Dragnet, Jack Webb, he does 2 or 3 spin-off shows, from Dragnet. Hey, Dragnet's still a good show. There's a lot of good storylines, from Dragnet, Adam 12, and Emergency. Emergency was the third one. They were all spin-offs from from Dragnet. They were all real good shows. But anyway, Kent McCord was, Jay Leno was asking me. He said, "Hey, did you ever get any tickets?" Because he was a, real, he lived in L.A. Drove up and down the roads and stuff. And he said, "Yeah, well, I had 2 or 3." And he was saying that one time he was in his Corvette going up and down one of the major roads that twist north of L.A. I can't remember the. Hang on. If it signs off, I'll say goodbye here. But anyway, Kent McCord was saying that he got pulled over the cop, and he told the cop, he said, "Yeah, well, look, I was going a little bit fast. But he just give me a ticket, hand me a ticket, I'll plead guilty." And this cop looked at me, he said, "You're Jim Reed, aren't you?" He goes, "Yeah, I played Jim Reed." He said, "Well, I appreciate what you did for us police officers, because you did, give quite a bit of credit." And he said, "Look, I shook his hand, said, 'Thank you for your TV show,' and went on. Said, he didn't get a ticket out. Another one he did get a ticket for. It was illegal injuries or something. But hey, watch Jay Leno's latest interview with Kent McCord. He's got a 1980 Porsche something. Certainly a very, very good interview. Love. Okay, a friend of mine's here. I gotta say goodbye. She don't like me using my phone. Bye.